am Shruti, and in this video we are going to cover HTML attributes. Now, what are HTML attributes? HTML attributes are a key and value pair. Through an attribute, you can add more power to an element. Some attributes work on all elements, but some have their specific elements. In this video, we are going to talk about 4 such global attributes that can be used with almost every element in HTML.
First such attribute is class attribute. So here we have the h1, h2, h3, h4, h5 and h6. So suppose I want all of these to have the same class and the same styling. So if I add here class and I'll say heading, so this is the class of that particular element. If I add the same class to all these, that means that every element I am adding this class to has the same class, has the same styling. Suppose I take this class name and add a styling to it, so this styling will appear as in every of the element which contains this class. So let's do. We will learn about CSS in the upcoming videos in the module 2, but here we are just watching that how we can how what we can do with the class. So I'll say heading. For now you don't need to understand the this CSS what I'm writing. Just take it as we are learning a class. Okay, let's make it red. All right. So you can see that now we have the class of heading. So each and every element has the class of heading, has the background color of red. So that is why we use the classes. We can use classes in JavaScript also. But for now, we'll learn about HTML and CSS. So this is what we call it as the classes. Suppose we want the color of red, color of white. So I'll say white and this is our white. So this is how you add a class to an element. The next global attribute is ID. So if this is our paragraph 1 and paragraph 2, so I'll add an ID to it, suppose 1. But if I take the same ID and add right here, this is not what we need to do. ID is unique. ID is special. You cannot add ID to one or more elements. ID is just added to only one element you want to add to it. Okay. So for this, you need to differ this ID from 1. So I'll say this ID as 2. And same here, you can add the styling for 1 and 2, and this will be considered as a like ID. So ID is basically used mainly in JavaScript for targeting the elements, targeting particular elements, or in CSS for targeting a particular element. So that is how we use IDs and classes. Next global attribute that is used in each and every element, almost each and every element, is content editable. Suppose if this is our small, I'll say here content editable as true. Okay, if I do this true, then you can see we have this and we can edit the content. I can write whatever I want. I can do whatever I want with it. But one thing is here is if I refresh, it will get same change to that what is written. So here content editable is used when you want to when you want a user to change something, but it needs backend to actually make the changes. So you won't change the HTML document, but backend developers need to set up a way to capture and save that. Okay, so for that, just remember that content editable is a global attribute which can be added to any element if you want to change something. Then the last global attribute that I would like to conclude here is dir, that is direction. If I take this strong, let's take this UL. Okay, let's take this UL. I'll say dir, that is direction, and I will add the direction from right to left. So right to left, RTL. I'll save this. You can see the direction goes from right to left, right to left. It's changed. If I change this to left to right, that is LTR, it will be left to right. So this is how you can change the direction of the text using LTR and RTL for whatever you want. So this is it for the global attributes that you can use in each and every element in HTML, and use that in CSS to style something or to do something. So basically, an attribute is a key and then a value inside the double quotes. And this one inside the this greater than and less than sign is the tag, or you can say an HTML tag or an element. Whenever we add the content in between, this whole thing becomes an element, and this element contains an attribute which is a class attribute with the value of heading. So this is how you read it. This is how you say that this is the element which contains this and this. So this is it for this video. See you in the next one.